G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. So today, bit of a learning process for all of us. I've got to service my winch. See, this is funny too. Pinnacles fire tower. Might seem a bit overkill. Well, like I said, today, yeah, it's bloody pissing down rain outside and I haven't been able to work for a few days, being a subby. So I thought I'd come in the shed and do something that I've wanted to do for a while now, which is pull apart my winch after 5 years of having it and seeing what it actually looks like on the inside after never servicing it. So yeah, bear with me as I'll show you how to service your winch. Keeping in mind that I've got no idea what I'm doing, just having a go, so don't go too hard on me. But yeah, I've always wanted to see, you know, over the last, I don't know, 6 to 8 months, a year, how this winch has actually fared with the punishment that I've given it since I've had it over 5 years. Firstly, I'll run through what winch it is. It is a VRS, Vehicle Recovery Systems winch, 9,500 pound, fully synthetic rope. I've replaced the rope once on this particular winch, only because, yeah, we were winching Whiteman's Lane one time, and we pulled it out too far and just fell apart.
Oh yeah, sorry, I put on photo. I was taking photos of the car.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I was driving. I can't play
That's supposed to be in there, I think.
Come on, VRS.
And the rest of it's...
So, that's about all I've done to this winch. Changed the hooks a few times, but that's nothing major. But yeah, let's grab some tools and rip in, hey? I guess firstly, what I'll do is I'll take all these leads off. I don't really need them in my way at the moment. There we go. Save that for later. So yeah, before I pull it apart, this winch I think has copped a fair bit of abuse. I seem to be the one that's always first out in the tracks whenever I go away with a bunch of blokes. We'll do afternoon tracks or whatever, and I feel like I'm always the one winching. It's been underwater, it's been covered in mud, you know, it's had everything thrown at it. So I'm pretty interested to see, you know, what the motor looks like and how the gears are faring, yeah, with the punishment I've given it. So, without further ado, let's start to pull this thing apart, eh? Start by pulling the drum out. Just make it a bit easier, get everything out of the way. There we go. She's a little bit filthy in there. Give you a bit of a close-up view. So that's what I'm looking at. So yeah, there's a bit of surface rust on the spline there. It's pretty filthy, but all in all, I would probably say it's like pretty clean. There's pretty clean grease. I don't know if it'll get that, but there's pretty clean grease in there. Keep pulling it apart. I'll just set the drum aside at the moment. There we go, set all that aside. Kind of want to take note as you do this, I guess. and that's what the clutch side is looking like. Like I said, the outside here is all pretty dirty, but the inside to me seems relatively clean. Keeping in mind, this has done some big winch pulls. So I guess I'll start with taking all the clutch and gears apart. All you got to do is undo all these little Allen key bolts. Sit down. Sit. There we go, just make sure you don't lose all your little spring washers. Whoa. My hammer's out in my trundle drawer. Whee! Alright, this tells a different story. Here we go. There's a little bit of surface rust in there, or it's just discoloured. If I give it a wipe, it actually comes off. So it's probably just some muddy water or something that's just been sitting in there. But we'll give it a nice big tidy up and go from there. And there's all the gear sets. So I mean, there's a tiny little bit of surface rust, but to me it doesn't seem that bad, really. So for this exercise, cleaning this, I'm just going to use a combination of degreaser and contact cleaner. I've just bought from the local auto store. As usual with working on anything mechanical with me, I'm probably going to get filthy and make a huge mess. Rightio, so while this is all just soaking in, we'll have a look at the motor. So there's these two little 10mm bolts on this end, so we'll take those off. There we go. There we go. That is the insides of where the motor sits. I mean, it's relatively clean in there. Tiny bit of surface rust, but I guess that's to be expected from 5 years of use. But internally looks really clean. I might just give it a little clean out. And there's the motor itself. There's these little gouges on here. I don't know. 3 over that side. Don't know what they do, or if they're meant to be there. But they're there. But that's, I mean, I've never pulled apart a winch, but to me that looks pretty bloody good. So I'll just give it a tidy up around here, and I'll put some more gasket glue on there just to seal it up, and then we'll give the motor cover itself a nice clean and on the inside there. We've got that nice and clean now. Now to give this end a bit of a tidy up. a fair bit of dirt and grime in this end. What I'll do is I'll just give this clean out with contact cleaner. There we go, I'm pretty happy with that. Just check this rubber seal here, make sure it's nice and clean. Little guide here so you know where it goes in. There's a hole on the bracket side. So what we'll do is we'll put that in there, kind of line it up, and then in here, and there's the brushes. Whoop, there we go. I'll slot back into there. Whoop. Don't forget our little rubber seal. Before that flies out, we'll get this back on. There we go. I mean, these weren't up very tight, so just go to feel, I guess. Then we'll give the inside here a little bit of a clean up. Rightio, that's the motor. I'm just going to let that clutch side sit for maybe an hour or so and let the degreaser do a bit more of its thing. Get some of this dirt out. But all the gears are starting to look a lot better. Rightio. So let's have a quick squiz at what's going on in here with all these things. They're starting to look pretty fresh. There we go, that's one. I'm bloody happy with that. Beautiful. There we go, I'm pretty happy with all those. Look at those, nice and clean. That's how you want them. So we'll grease those up shortly when we assemble it. Rightio, so now that we've got it all cleaned up and tidy, it's time to reassemble it. So we're going to get our trusty grease out ready. Bit of high temp grease. And some gloves because it gets way messy. And we're literally going to like pack the hell out of it with grease, but not too much. Right, so first of all, just going to do inside here with a nice even coating of grease. Get it right into those splines. Come around here. There you go, that's how I've done it. Making sure I've got grease in everywhere. Next up, you want to do everything. A little bit of bearing down the bottom there. Now you're just going to pack all these gears, cogs, and then put everything back the way it came out, which probably take a photo at the start because that'll make it easy for you. There we go. A little bit of persuasion will drop in. Oh. Like that, we'll line up all those holes, flip it over. And we can start assembling it. Probably good practice when you're doing up bolts like this to, you know, front to back and keep going around in a pattern until they're all done, you know. Oh, there we go. Now you can grab your drum. Oh. I could have given this a clean, but I didn't. But what I will do is grab a little bit of extra grease for in here. Slide that over there. Boom. There we go. And now let's throw a little bit of grease on here. Line those holes up. Ooh, mate, bloody smooth. Well, there you go. I guess we've all learnt something today. How to service your winch. I think this is actually in pretty good condition considering the you know, punishment that I have put it through and some of the serious winching that I've actually done with it. So yeah, I'd like to think that this would go for another 5 years. You know, take it out once a year or twice a year even. I'm a big believer in if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So it always worked, it never failed me. Like I said in the start, the only thing that has happened was the winch rope itself unspooled and came off. That was just part of it, it's what happens sometimes. So, but yeah, you know, I'm not a mechanic by any stretch. I just like to have a crack, know how things work, just in case it does go wrong out on the tracks in any remote places, you know. So I've got some sort of idea of how to fix it, and hopefully you guys have learnt something from, you know, what I've done here today. Because if I can do it, you definitely can do it. You're better than you think. You can definitely do it. You know, if you like what you saw today, don't forget to subscribe, give it a like, hit that notification bell. But yeah, leave a comment below. Did you learn anything? Do you feel confident that you'd be able to do this, you know, on your winch, in your 4-wheel drive? This is the first time I've done it. So, you know, we're both learning together, which is all part of the fun. That's what I'm all about. Nothing too serious, but if I can teach you something and I can learn something at the same time, you know, it's all good. So I hope you liked it, guys. Like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.